Joe Biden, Minnesota. Joe Biden is on a roll. Inflation down 6 months in a row. Wages are up compared to 6 months ago. Gas is down. Food is down. Historic unemployment numbers, the lowest in 50 years, created 11 million new jobs. And insulin is capped at $35 for seniors on Medicare. Joe Biden's on a roll.
You must have got manure for your brains.
You've shit for brains.
Tell me you only get your news from CNN and MSNBC without telling me you only get your news from CNN and MSNBC. Wow. Now, for those of you that saw the last video, you might be thinking that was the same young lad from the last video that was not only admitting to, but bragging about voting for Joe Biden in 2020.
In 2020, President Biden won because of young voters.
What a stupid son of a...
So as you can see, those are two different smooth brains, not the same person. And as I stated in the last video, the future is looking pretty bleak. Wow. Wow. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So first of all, happy Easter. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and I hope this video doesn't ruin it. Just wanted to come on here, make a quick video today, updating everybody what's going on out there in clown world. So let's get right into it now. I came across this collage, I guess you call it, of now this is a collage of biological men who have been taking positions away from women, whether it be in sports, whether a biological man is winning the first place trophy in a woman's sport, whether it's in politics, whether it's a Woman of the Year award, for example. We've seen some of those. Some of those are up here on the screen. So this is a very interesting picture that all of these, who, like I said, are biological men, and they've all slid into a spot somewhere to take their place. Even a beauty pageant right above my head. Ooh. They've all taken the place of real women. And all these people on the screen here all have one thing in common. Can you guess?
That is weird. Just a big bulge in your pants.
Wow. What is happening? If you told me 5 years ago that these men would be winning first place trophies in women's sports and that Dick Levine would be nominated for Woman of the Year, I would have told you you're insane. Anyway, this next one's kind of disturbing. This guy puts it kind of vulgarly, but let me see if I can clean it up a little bit. He says that when he wears women's undergarments, women's underwear, his gum bag, his testicle pops out. So yeah, it's a little more in depth. Roll the film.
I'm tired, sick and tired of when I wear these shorts and I sit down, no matter what pair of panties I'm wearing, I pop a ball every time. What the This conundrum personally affects me, and I feel like once I get this solved and I get my cybernetic Gorilla Grip 9000 Punani with full breathing capabilities, because that's coming in the future, you better believe it. Cyberpunk is prepping us. I'm gonna be unstoppable. Absolutely. I can sit in a sushi restaurant, spread eagle, like I wanted to yesterday, but I couldn't, with no repercussions.
Man, you are one twisted
So the way things are going right now is that person can walk into a woman's restroom, a woman's locker room, any woman's space is unimpeded, and if you say anything or try to push back or stop it at all, you are the hateful bigot, and in some places you will actually get arrested. Make it make sense. You can't, because it doesn't. Anyway, speaking of women's spaces, this next person, these people think that children who still believe in Santa Claus know exactly who they are and what they want out of life. This is insanity. Roll the film, please.
I will speak loud for those who cannot speak.
I'm a proud he, she, they, them, whatever. I am a boyfriend to a beautiful woman. I am a girlfriend to a handsome trans man. And I am also a girlfriend to an incredibly beautiful woman.
That doesn't make sense.
Growing up in this town, my mother always told me to love myself for who I am, not what I am not. Not all of us can be as lucky and have a supporter like that. In fact, I knew friends in school who would bring an entire change of clothes with them so they could dress the way that they felt inside and be free of persecution that they would feel at home or the sideways glances. One of the first things we learn in a healthy family is trust, and unfortunately, some parents don't trust their children when they say, "This is me," and they make that decision for them.
You crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Now ask yourselves this question. Did that very hefty fella seem like he was mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally fit in any way? I'm going to lean towards no. So why the would anyone take his advice on anything, especially when it comes to raising children? Now, maybe if his parents told him to tighten up, he wouldn't be standing up there morbidly obese wearing women's clothing lecturing everybody else about how to raise their kids. Just saying. Anyway, this next guy thinks that because people don't want drag queens to perform in front of children, that's somehow an excuse to get rid of drag performances. This is very bizarre. Roll the film.
Hi, I'm scared.
You're a pussy.
Let's talk about Tennessee. It's the first state to criminalize drag shows on public property. It's bad. It's here. It's starting. If you haven't noticed that it's starting, it's starting. We're now criminalizing art. We're criminalizing an artistic expression that brings people together. They're hiding behind the kids stuff. It's just their excuse to tell queer people what to do. It's just their excuse to limit an art form that is deeply threatening to their worldview. Our response should be radical support. Go see a drag show this weekend.
No, man. No, man.
Now, I don't know anybody that wants to ban drag shows or drag performances or get rid of drag queens. That's nonsense. And I've never heard any political commentators or pundits or culture commentators, content creators, whatever you want to call them. I've never heard them say that either. Not one. The only thing I've heard them say is this stuff doesn't need to be around children, and that shouldn't be controversial. Drag shows and drag performances usually are at nightclubs, a lot of times gay nightclubs, different theaters, things like that. And most of the time, it's all adult. Well, in the past, it's been all the time. It's always adults in establishments where generally they serve alcohol. And if you talk to any of these drag performances, I've heard a few of them speak about this stuff. And the stuff that goes on, on stage, behind the scenes, is a lot of substance use, wanton horseplay amongst the participants of the drag show. So why is it controversial to say kids don't need to? I don't know why. And there I go again, trying to make sense of the nonsensical. Anyway, this is Jennifer. Now, Jennifer says he can call anyone he wants cis, but you can't misgender him and call him a man. So the comment says, calling me cis when I've asked you not to is as bad as misgendering you. Roll the film, please.
Calling me cis when I've asked you not to is as bad as me misgendering you. No, it is not. Misgendering me is disrespecting my identity. Calling you cisgender is exactly what you are. It literally means that you identify with the sex that you were assigned at birth and nothing else. It's not a slur. It's not some sort of political agenda. It literally is a biological term created by a biologist. Can you use your critical thinking skills before you just repeat the same rhetoric that everybody else is at this time? Misgendering somebody is damaging to some folks. Me saying that you identify with the sex that you were assigned at birth is the truth. Tell me how those are the same things. Please tell me. They are not the same thing. Do not compare misgendering to being called cisgender.
This is getting out of hand.
This isn't just getting out of hand. This has already gotten way out of hand. Wow. So as I said, this guy goes by the name Jennifer or Jen and uses she, her pronouns. This is a middle-aged bald man. You know that when a middle-aged bald man demands that we call him a woman and use she, her pronouns, that's it. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle. Society as we know it is over. Let's keep it moving. All right, next up we have a flashback of Dylan. Yes, our old pal Dylan. So at this point, Dylan's gone past 365 days of girlhood. And yes, when Dylan says girlhood, he's talking about a little girl. So we have a flashback here of Dylan on day 31 of girlhood. Oh, this is all so bizarre. Roll the film.
Day 31 of being a girl, and I'm freaking out a little bit. I haven't gotten my period yet, okay? I'm late. And, I mean, I haven't kissed anyone in a while, but still, like, we know what happened to the Virgin Mary, okay? It's possible.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Didn't Mommy and Daddy show you enough attention?
All right, before we go any further, I got to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to leave this photo on the screen of a very large man taking a selfie of himself in the woman's restroom with a tank top on that says trans rights are human rights for all of you to enjoy. And by the way, real quick, if you ever ask these people what rights they're talking about that trans people don't have that everybody else has, you get a reaction something like this. So now you've been warned. If you ever get presented with that statement from somebody else, trans rights are human rights, it's up to you to decide if that's a mountain you want to climb or not, and listen to all the high-pitched shrills and being called every name in the book if you say, well, what rights are we talking about here? So, like I said, up to you. My suggestion would be just keep walking. Don't even engage. Just keep walking. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by our great friend over at the YouTube channel, Patriots Live Here. Patriots Live Here. Thank you once again, sir, for sponsoring another video. I truly appreciate all the love and support. Now, Patriots Live Here is trying to get some new eyes on this video, get those subscriber numbers up. So after this video, if you want to check out some of his videos, go subscribe to his channel. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it. Once again, Patriots Live Here, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Sir, if you would like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Let's get this off the screen.
You one ugly mother.
All right, guys, we are going to be wrapping it up on this one because I can't take anymore, and I'm sure you guys can't either. Excuse me. So this clip is going to show us exactly why Bud Light decided to do a sponsorship / brand deal with Dylan Mulvaney. A lot of people said, what the f could they have possibly been thinking? Didn't they know? Didn't they know what would happen? That people are just sick of this? But this, like I said, this is the VP of Bud Light, and I mean, the woke virtue signaling is just off the chart. So this explains it. This explains it. Anyway, guys, things are getting crazy out there. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I hope you all had a very happy Easter. Till next time, I love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
I'm a businesswoman. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like, we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men.
Mm-hmm.
And representation is at sort of the heart of evolution. You've got to see people who reflect you in the work. And we had this hangover. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor. And it was really important that we had another approach.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a idiot.
And you ain't black.